Hey, Sabha, am I audible, Sabha? Sabha?
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Is it clear? Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
நம்ம பேசுறத கேக்குமா? அது மியூட்ல தானே இருக்க. எனக்கு hello, 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 hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very glad, and I'm welcome you all for the uh, International Faculty Development Program on challenges and prospects of teaching English language, literature, linguistics, and culture. So we'll start the event shortly. Thank you, everybody. A warm welcome. I'm very happy to invite all the dear participants International Online FDP on challenges and prospects of teaching English language, literature, linguistics, and culture. Uh, I would like to welcome Dr. U. Venkateshwara sir to give the welcome address. Sir, please.
Good morning to all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for the 3-day FDP on English prospects and challenges in English language teaching, literature, linguistics, and culture. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all once again for this program. Language is the light of the mind. English language is nobody's special property. It is the property of imagination. It is the property of language itself. Good morning to all. It is our greatest pleasure to welcome you all for the 3-day faculty program on challenges and prospects of teaching English language, literature, linguistics, and culture. First and foremost, I take an immense pleasure in welcoming our beloved chairman, sir, Dr. B. Bob Manoharan, MA, MBA, PhD, our managing director, Mrs. Jasipriya ma'am, and our director, B. Sashishekhar sir. I take this opportunity to thank our management for providing us such opportunities to conduct innovative programs. I would also like to welcome our principal, who is a literarian in nature, though technological by study, is a literarian by passion. I welcome you, sir. I welcome our principal for this meeting. I also welcome our dean, ma'am, Dr. B. Parododni, who have been a guiding light throughout. I also take this opportunity to welcome the convener of the program and our head of the department, Dr. V. Valinayam, who voluntarily extend a helping hand for all our efforts. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Nahakala Madam, who has joined us from Saudi Arabia to deliver the inaugural address. I also welcome Dr. Karunaharan, who has joined us from Jaffna, and I also welcome Dr. Saravanan from VIT Vellore, who has joined from Vellore. I take this opportunity to welcome all the speakers of the day for all the 3 days who have joined us, and I also welcome all the people who have supported us, and most importantly, I welcome the speakers for the day. Thank you. I welcome you once again. Over to you, madam.
Sir, thank you so much. So now we are going to have our principal, Dr. Vaddi Seshagiri Rao, to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible? Is it audible?
Sir, you are audible, sir. Sir, you are audible.
Okay.
Sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone. I warmly welcome all the delegates and thank each and every one of you for joining this 3-day International Faculty Development Program on challenges and prospects of teaching English language, literature, linguistics, and culture. Honorable dignitaries, Madam Dr. Nagala Madam, Professor Imam Abdul Rahman bin Faisal University, Saudi Arabia, Dr. Karunakaran Sir, Faculty of Arts, University of Jaffna, Sri Lanka, Dr. V. Saravanan Sir, Senior Assistant Professor, VIT Vellore, invited speakers, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored to be here to deliver the presidential address on the inaugural function of the 3-day International Faculty Development Program. This magnificent inauguration today would not have been possible without the support of our beloved Chairman Sir Dr. B. Bhavamanohar Sir, our Managing Director, Mrs. Jasipriya Madam, and our Director, Mr. Sashishekhar Sir. I also fondly remember the support rendered by our Dean Madam, Dr. B. Parododni, in organizing this event. This 3-day International Faculty Development Program is being organized by the Department of English in association with WELTA. Ours is an autonomous institution with only mission of imparting knowledge to the students, and we are proudly family members of this institution. Our college is better known for its discipline and grooming better young minds for the society. We offer 11 undergraduate courses as well as 7 postgraduate courses. Our college has successfully completed 27 years of teaching in the field of technical education. The wholesome development of the students is focused. I heartily congratulate the Department of English for organizing this program successfully. I immensely thank all the speakers who accepted our invitation and made this event a grand success. I would like to start the day with a very simple quote: to have another language is to possess a second soul. So for all of us, we are having one mother language, and English, for some people, English is mother language, and for us, English is the another language which we have to I'd say master it. This is a requirement because most of the people in the world, they are speaking English, and English is a communication through which we can communicate with many people. At this juncture, I want to say that English is a very rich language. It is an ancient language as we Sanskrit and other German, Russian, other languages. And the specialty of English is, in English, we are having more number of synonyms. I hope, as far as my knowledge is concerned, I think this language is having more number of synonyms, which are antonyms also, which can be used at appropriate situation. Okay, same expression with different words. Okay, we can use this language. So it is a language for communication, for survival, as well as it is a language which is having a rich literature value. We expect that the International Faculty Development Program will be a stepping stone so that the career in teaching English can meet the demands of the international educational market. Its acquisition can guarantee the availability of opportunities to employment, traveling, higher education, and even better life. Teaching English as a foreign language is a challenging task in developing countries in general and in our country in particular. India has great ethnic and linguistic diversity, so we can see English as an important bridge language. With the rapid advancements in information technology, research, biotechnology, irrigation, education, mass communication, computer and operating systems, a new tool for written and oral media in the field. Today, English has become the leading language in business, science, literature, politics, diplomacy, and many more areas and industries. It is also considered as the world's lingua franca, as over 55 countries speak it as a second language. St. Joseph College of Engineering is the preparatory center for business English course and has been awarded as the best preparatory center for the past 7 years for conducting Beck Business English certification inside the campus by Cambridge, United Kingdom. In the year 1918-19, our college has been awarded as the South Asia's best 25 preparation centers for higher education. English has been included in the curriculum of the Indian education system, and considerable attention has been paid to this language in our society for the following reasons. First of all, access to and use to the latest technologies and scientific resources, mainly written in English, calls for an efficient amount of English language proficiency. Secondly, coping with the demands of the era of information explosion and the efficient use of the internet makes learning English as a necessity. Even though various efforts have been taken by the educationalists for improving the situation of English language, teaching for the past few decades, a disappointing situation still exists in the achievement of English learning among the students. At this juncture, I want to say it is not the problem of English, or it is not the problem of English teachers, but it is the priorities that educationalists are giving. At this juncture, I want to say another thing also. Any student or anybody in that respect can excel well in their fields if they are having a rich knowledge of language. Those who are master the language, they will learn in a better way. They will learn at faster rate. This must be given more publicity among the students. That's what is required. So those who are proficient in language, irrespective of language, okay, people we can learn in a better way at a faster rate. So English is the main media or medium for the learning. Let us encourage more and more the literature part of English, so that students will get the taste to learn more in a better way, and that will be useful when they start learning the technology. It's really necessary to explore the real reasons behind the poor achievements of the students in English. This 3-day international faculty development program will focus on various challenges and also means and the ways by which the teaching and exploring new avenues can be made possible. English is not a subject, it is a language which requires unique attention. English as a language has made a significant impact in our country. English language plays an essential role in our lives as it helps in communicating and learning process. It is the main language for studying any subject all over the world. English is important for students as it broadens their minds, develops emotional skills, improves the quality of life by providing job opportunities. So, respected delegates, I would like to conclude by saying that English is not just a language, but a medium to explore and conquer the world. I hope this 3 days international faculty development program will help the teachers who are all starting their career, and it will guide them how best they can teach the language so that the students will have a better understanding. Students will have an interest towards learning more. So thank you very much. Please carry on.
I sincerely thank you, sir. Our principal, sir, has set the context for the 3-day FDP program. I wholeheartedly thank you, sir, for enlightening us and setting the background for the 3-day FDP program. Thank you, sir. I now kindly request Dr. Nahakala Madam from Saudi Arabia. She is an erudite scholar, a versatile speaker. I kindly request Dr. Nahakala Madam to give the inaugural address. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all the dignitaries, including Principal of St. Joseph's College, Dr. Venkateshwara, and Chairperson, and all of them. It's a great pleasure for me to be here virtually and talk about what I know a bit, that is about English language, literature, linguistics, and culture. Today's topic the seminars, the FDP's topic is a very, very important, very significant topic, because in this emerging situation, we need to understand all these things. Let me begin with a quote like this. The English language is like a broad river on whose bank a few patient angels are sitting, while higher up the stream is being polluted by a string of refuse or tipping on their much. So this gives a kind of information, and in other words, we have to say English is an almost, like a progressing language. I would like to say English has emerged from a long time, from the time of Chaucer, that is 14th century. It was called as an Old English. And after that, the Victorian era, 16th century, became very popular because of Shakespeare, the one of the greatest and the world's very, very most important person for literature. And his contribution to literature is very rich. So even to this day, we are reading Shakespeare means it is because of his greatness. And in one of his sonnets, he has told, like, how he expected the world to be coming in coming days. So he has said, like, the sonnet is, when I compare thee to a summer's day. In that he says, like, I'm just giving a gist of it. He was so confident that until the people are reading this literature or these words, or until the people can see through their eyes, this will persist, this will go on, this will be emerging, this will be becoming big and bigger, like that. So now when I talk about this English language, I just would like to say it's not just the language here. We have something else. This is language, literature, linguistics, and culture. So, language and literature are not just a part of human expression, but also of life, culture, and history. We no wonder there are different teaching methods proposed by different academicians and other people, but they are just acting like a supplement when we are teaching and during the teaching and learning process, which is independent, for a teacher, for the subject, he or she can change the method and can deliver his lecture. He can use his classroom teaching in a different way. But as today's topic goes, there are challenges and prospects. So let me come to that part, like, what challenges could be. Actually, we are in the 21st century, and the challenges are for all of us, like for teachers, for academicians, for students, for students, learners. Learners, when I say it can just cannot be just the people, the students who are in the college. Learners can be even those who are working in different departments, different parts of the world, because there is a background for each one of us. There is something to understand what they have had a previous knowledge and what they have to learn now. According to the situation, they need to update themselves, they need to upgrade themselves, and all that. So there are the linguistics, cultural, educational, political, and personal challenges. Actually, when I say cultural challenge, it means different because we are the whole world. You can divide like Western countries, Eastern countries, Arab countries, and likewise. So why I'm mentioning all this is because when I say Arab countries, their culture, their background, Arabic being a very popular language amongst themselves, and where they earlier had very little knowledge of English. And Arabic is a very rich language. They have every word for them. I would just like to give an example. Once, as I'm working in Arab Middle East countries since 22 years, I would just like to, appreciate, just because of, I would give you one example of one meeting. When I first went to my first job and I had a staff meeting, I was the only one who was not of Arab background, Arabic background or Arabic culture, or whatever. You know, the meeting went on for almost 1 hour, and I could see not a single English word was used there. I mean to say, that language is very rich. It has all the words in it. In the same way, of course, nowadays we have the English language is, like we say, 80% of English language is taken from other languages, like be it Arabic, be it Spanish, Latin, German. Very important languages like Sanskrit and Greek and Latin languages have contributed a lot. So like this, it goes on. And actually, we had discussed once the 21st century learning, what it could be, how it could be in respect of language, literature, and culture. So, what are the challenges? Let us take the challenges of teachers first. What are the challenges for teachers? The challenges may be ways of thinking, ways of working, and ways of tools for working, as well as living in the world. When I say ways of thinking, the teachers should be creative, innovative, and should have a critical thinking and they must also know that problem solving is a very important one, because they are going to help the students in all these things, in all these areas. For example, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, learning, learning to learn new things, like contributing, all these are the challenges for students as well as the teachers. Why I mean to say is, the challenges for teachers is because they have to guide their students in this way, how they can go about, how they can face these challenges, how they can prepare their students to face the reality in this world, and what are the prospects they will be having if they learn this language, and how they, all that leads into one this thing. When I say ways of working, the teachers have to work in different atmospheres. For example, you can take me or any others, like, I have come from a different background to the different atmosphere. Like I was in, I'm an Indian. I was in India with a different background, and I came to this Arab world to teach, and my setup and the way here it was totally different. So I had to think a lot. I had to find out what are the needs of the students. I have to find out the needs of their appropriateness, and I have to contribute my part for them, as a teacher. So in like this, there are many situations for many teachers who are from different backgrounds, and here there is a scope for the teachers that they can interact with the different background people, and they can learn the other culture of other people, because sometimes when we are working in international world, that is the advantage for all the faculty members, as well as the learners, as well as the academicians and everybody, even for those people who are living there like that. So it can be like, sometimes from 2019, we know the situation. The situation has, is like something which abruptly made us to change all of our thoughts, the approaches, the way we were teaching, and the way we were, going, like mingling with the students face to face, and how we were interacting. That totally changed from 2019. And of course, now we are in 2021, and slowly we are coming to like back to normal. But still, the situation is not very, clear as it was before 2019. So, what is the change? What was the challenge for teachers during this very critical situation? I would say all of us know the whole world was shaken by this unexpected situation which was created. Which came. So the first challenges for the teachers was to teach. How to teach them? So in most of the countries, like without any alternate, without any second thought, they all had to switch on to the online teaching. Online teaching means we have to talk about technology. That is where I say tools for working. So we had to adapt and adopt new methods of these tools, technology, and try to educate our learners. And it was a very, very big challenge for all of us, like, all the teachers and the administrators, the institution heads, and everybody, the learners, everybody in their own level, at their own level, had to, come to a compromise, I could say, and adapt to the new method of teaching, or new method of administration, or new method of learning. So we had to, we had to have the information that is called information literacy. We had to be literate by these tools, by these informations, and all those things. And we had to be very reliable. We had to get the reliable sources. We need to reach each and everybody who is in the nook and corner of the world, because the students, whoever it is, somehow, like, it was a lockdown period and we couldn't move out of our houses, we couldn't come out of our places, and we just had to sit in our place, and we had to try to, either learners had to learn, and teachers and others had to give them what they wanted. So this was a very challenging one, and that is why I say we had to be literate in technology, in using the technology, in using the tools, and that was very challenging, but yet I would say all of us have successfully done it. And I would like to say, for instance, in this university where I'm working, this was the especially subject English and mathematics. These were the only two subjects where we followed the hybrid teaching. And most of them do not know, or wouldn't have heard about this, or maybe nowadays they are knowing. Hybrid teaching, like since 2019, we started this, after the lockdown and all that, we were almost in the final examination time and all that. So here we had to adapt, that is why the language and culture gets a important role here. So we had to adjust to the cultural background, because once again, I have to take the example here of this place. The video calls and such things will not be possible. It is only the audio things which is possible here. So we had to adapt to that new methods and we had to go about it. So this hybrid teaching, we our university administrators, like whoever are in charge of this, they gave us some literacy, like education in this method, training in this method, and they said like how we can reach, how we can adapt this two-way method, like the students would be in the class, half of the students in the class in front of the teacher, and at the same time other group of the students will be at home online. Okay, so this was a great challenge for most of the teachers in the world who adapted this hybrid teaching. So what happened is, like, they had to face the students, and they had to give according to the needs of the students who are present in the class. At the same time, they had to take care of the students who are online, each one of them. We need not talk about the technological glitches what would have come. Of course, everybody, all of us know about this. So, and the very important, the thing is, we have to learn how to live in this world. That is where we get all the background of it. So living in the world is because there are global learners, there are global teachers, there are global academicians, global administrators, everybody. So we need to be a model for all of them. And I think we in this set, like, we almost covered 9 months in 2021, and we are almost coming out of that critical situation, and the lockdown situation is no more. So, but we need to be careful about it, and we are our education, I mean, especially, which was a blow to the important department, was the important area was education. So education could not be stopped, even like others, like, even, of course, anything could not be stopped. We want food, we want water, we want everything. In the same way, education also had to go on. So those were the challenges that each one of us faced. And now, when we say about the prospects of learning a language or a linguist or a literature, according to which has to be adjusted according to the cultural background and linguistic background. Linguistic background, I say, because of their could be their mother tongue influence and whatever it is. So it means like, it is like the relationship between culture, language, literature cannot be overemphasized, because culture shows itself in everything, in literature, in language, in performing arts, and everything. Like, we are not only representing it, but we can become the embodiment of it, and we respect all cultures, and we have to do it. So and that is how it can be used in this like communication and conversation. That is why some of them have this collaborative learning. When you say collaborative learning, it gives importance to these, the multiplicity of cultures and the plurality of norms and verbal and non-verbal behavior, whatever it is. So we need to give training, we need to be developing in this areas now. There are lots of prospects, there are lots of for who are learning English. If they are going to other countries and they are learning, that really gives them very good at, as previously the principal of St. Joseph's College just said, like, it's not the fault of the teachers or the learners, but it's the area what they are choosing, how they are choosing. So one of the students here has just given his opinion, and he says why language is important for him and what are the prospects of learning a language. I would just like, I would just like to quote from his words. He's what are the prospects for budding software engineers or any engineering students? He says English is the connecting language for the world, and today it is the main language of the software industry. And all of us know this fact. It is mandatory for developers who want to become internationally competitive to have a strong hold on English language. As I told you, we need this language to take us through, to lead us, and to show us the good path for what we are, how we can progress, and how we can, be competent enough, and how we can compete with each other in the whole world. In this job, in this kinds of job what you're having, especially I know there are the students who, this college is having engineering students, and they will have to face different challenges, different from other students of other fields, architecture and in software. Those students have different problems while they are learning, and the students of science or arts and other fields, they will be having different problems. So, but on the whole, to say, if anybody is having to to say you need to do a documentation in written language, so how will you do it in English language? If some of the people, maybe in Indian background, we have different languages like Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, Gujarati, Marathi, like that, and that is in India. But if you take in the world, the students are, the learners are from different background, maybe from Russian language, German language, and French and all. Even they will be facing a challenge of learning this English language and making themselves to prove that what they are into the world. So in a team environment, communicating correctly with the other developers or the testers or anybody, it is very important. While technical writing is one of the important subjects for the engineering students, and for business people, they have to write business reports, business proposals, and whatnot, everything. So even though we are taught in English, finally, to end the student's comment, he says, even though we are taught in English schools, in English, from English schools, it is important that we consider business English also a part. Business English, because he says, the prospects lies there. because we are as we are learning a language, we need to know what is our future lying in. So we cannot if we are doing our courses, our specializations, according to that we have to learn the language. And there are many advantages of this for each one and in every field, because nowadays the ESP, what I have to mention actually is we will be talking about ESP in greater length, in wider length, in all these 3 days webinars, sessions. ESP is English for specific purpose. So when we are learning for specific purposes, why and how we have to use English language will be learned more about it. So I would like to conclude my speech by saying the need and the necessity of the situation, of the current situation is very important to be understood, and accordingly we have to go about it. So I wish all the student teams who are here, present here, all the best for their better future and best future. And I congratulate all the other academicians and teachers who are in par with me, like me, what hard work they are doing and how they are imparting their knowledge and language items to their learners. And I also congratulate all the head of the departments and the administrators who are giving big and great support to all the learners. And I would like to thank all the dignitaries once again, all the St. Joseph's College authorities for giving me an opportunity, for inviting me and listening to me patiently all this time. Thank you so much. Over to you, sirs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nagakala ma'am. It was such a wonderful session, wonderful speech that you have given us. So thank you so much, ma'am. So now I would like to invite Dr. Karnakaran sir to deliver the keynote address. Sir, please.
Right. Am I audible enough?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Right. The Honorable Chairman, Honorable Director, respected Principal, respected Dean, the heads of the departments, dignitaries, research scholars, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning all. Indeed, it is a great pleasure for me to be with you on this international professional development program. I would like to thank the members of WELTA and the members of the organizing committee for taking initiatives to organize such a beautiful faculty development program. And also I wish to record a deep sense of my gratitude for inviting me as a keynote speaker. Like the previous speaker, Dr. Nagakala said, actually we are in a different mode of teaching and learning process. So, before 2019, the situation was different, and afterwards, the situation has been different for a long time, for nearly 2 years. And at the beginning of this pandemic, we were not aware of this platform, online, I mean, aware of in the sense we knew something about this blended learning, and of course, as an English language teaching practitioner, I also learned the theories or involved in uh, this blended learning. But we were able to use this blended learning techniques in a limited scale before 2019, and we did not explore anything about uh, these kinds of platform before 2019. So now, slowly at the beginning of outbreak of this pandemic, we did not think about teaching, continuing our teaching learning process via this online platform. But the situation forced us to switch on to this online platform. And most of us, because people like us who are in these developing countries, did not have enough. We did not have enough infrastructure facilities. Still, we don't have enough infrastructure facilities as far as the schools are concerned. Even it is same in India, and here also it's same in Sri Lanka, because only the few schools are able to conduct this online education, and most of the schools located in the rural areas are unable to continue, or they are unable to offer this education through this online platform. So, but the scenario in the Western countries is different. They onto this platform, and the children were also used this kind of education. So they simply got used to this online education system. Whereas the people from these Southeast Asian countries, were not very familiar with all subjects via this online. And there are issues when we teach this, particularly the English language. We encounter so much of problems, because the students, normally the thing is, students, they switch off their cameras, and we don't know whether they are present and they are attentively listening to our lectures. We don't know. We cannot ensure that. And the other thing is, we have this network issue, so that some students are unable to join, properly, and they are unable to do their assignments. So we have to manage all that, but there is no other way, because we cannot remain, silent for a long time. I mean, we need to do something now. We have started even testing the students' knowledge via online. That is also happening nowadays in our university, and most of the higher educational institutes, they started conducting examinations, online examinations, and we haven't yet evaluated the pros and cons of this online education system, but still we have adapted the online examinations, and now we are moving ahead. Right. So in this background, and conducting faculty development program is actually an essential thing, because the teachers from rural schools or rural or rural colleges, they need to get some, it is good for them to update, on teaching and learning issues. So this the title of the conference is Challenges and Prospects of Teaching English Language, Literature, Linguistics, and Culture. Okay, right. So this is a wider the topic which covers many aspects, so this said teaching linguistics and teaching English, they are somewhat related, not fully, but some relationship is there. But actually, teaching English language is a challenging job, because we teach skills. We are supposed to train the students or make the students use the skills, English language skills, effectively. That's the primary task assigned to us. But through this online platform, how best can we do? How best we can do this is a question, because say this is we don't know how even the speaking. We conduct oral speaking test also through this online platform, but that's some okay, to some extent it's okay, but it was not as good as it was in the classroom in the previous years. And also the other skills, reading, writing, listening, they are very it's very much difficult, because we need to we cannot explain the things, and we don't know how we can say say some theoretical aspects, but we cannot teach the skills effectively through this online mode. So that's we face a lot of issues, and particularly the writing, reading, they're based on exercises. So we need to give them exercise, and we usually discuss at the end. In the class, we give some time. We give the students some time, and then we ask them to complete the task, and there afterwards we correct and then give feedback. So this is not possible in the online mode of teaching. Right. So we were there. So since I'm fully into this ELT, so I know much about the challenges that we face when we teach English language to the students. So the motivation level of the students also very low. They are not very much motivated to learn English through this online platform. So what they are physically, even we don't know whether they are physically there, and what they are doing on the other end, and how much we are. It's very difficult, even if you ask them to speak, only a few, say if there is a 30-40 student, only one or two students speak. So we don't know how to make them how to motivate them to speak. And the interaction between this the teacher and the student is very low, and the interaction among students is it's not almost nil. It's very unable to make them to interact. So, and then the exercises cannot be checked, I mean corrected, and we are unable to give feedback. And even the grammar skills, it is very difficult. We just we can explain things on the board here, and they observe, and when we give them an exercise, they don't do it. So we face a lot of issues, but we are not. We don't give up our effort, and now this evaluation part is a very challenging. It's the most challenging task, because we don't know because we started evaluation, and we don't know how whether students true to themselves, because so this is LMS, learning management system. We evaluate through using that system, and we post a question there, and they do, and then they upload, and we don't know whether they're doing the genuine job. But we just work on to find out the solution. Now, in order to give a chance to students to graduate, because they cannot stay for a long time. We didn't conduct exam for 2 years, so now we cannot keep them in our colleges for a long time. So we just started doing something, but maybe in the years to come, I don't know whether this will end soon, this pandemic. So if it if it ends soon, this situation is if we find a solution for this situation, then maybe if we get back to our normal classes, maybe we can go back to the previous system. Right. So the other thing is as far as the English language teaching is concerned, we talk about methods, and always we talk about methods, how to teach English language. So now we learned about traditional methods, and that these traditional methods were were very famous during 80s, 90s. Even before that. But they were not, we have, these methods like we have direct method, audiolingual method. Then we, as far as English language is concerned, then we have communicative language teaching. Then we have silent way. Right? There are so many other methods as well. So these methods were very much useful. So they were useful to some extent, but it is not one method. No method is complete. No method is perfect. So what is the problem the teachers have? There is a big gap between the theory and the practice. So the theories are created or proposed by people who don't know the actual classroom where the teaching and learning takes place. And so these theorizers, they just give their theories to teachers, and the teachers, they just go by the theories. So, and the principles given in the theory don't confirm the issues at in the actual classroom. So there is no connection. So that's why these teachers find it difficult, and we all blame. So we blame, the methods also, because these methods don't satisfy the needs of the learners and the needs of the classroom. So that's why we see the people there, the scholars started, studying about the methods, and now we just talk about post-method era. So that means we don't, the post-method pedagogy. So Maravadivel and other people have talked about this a lot. So the post-method pedagogy means, it is not, some people think that it is again a method. No, it is not a method. It is actually, it gives solutions to the problems that we have in methods. So it is an alternative to method, not, it is not another method. It is not another method. It is not another method. It is an alternative to the methods. So this post in the post method pedagogy, what happens? Why do we think about this, or why do we have a post-method pedagogy? Because see, we need to find solutions for the problems that we face in the classroom. So this post-method pedagogy is called as, scholars say it is the pedagogy of particularity. See, because it gives a particular teacher. It talks about a particular teacher working with a particular group of students to meet a particular learning goals within a particular institution in the given socio-cultural context. So what happens is, say what works for one, what work is in USA cannot work in India. So the theory is, so we need to know. So what will work for our students? So we cannot simply implement we cannot follow the procedures and the sequences proposed by the scholars who don't know the actual socio-cultural background of the students and the learning situation. So that's why this post-method pedagogy deals with particularity. So what works for a particular group of students may not work for another particular group of students. The teacher should decide, and teacher should be given freedom to do what works for their students. So that's why it is called the pedagogy of particularity. And it is also called pedagogy of practicality because it, see here, it empowers teachers, and teachers, create theories for their practice, and they practice what they theorize what they practice, and those theories and both teachers are both